So ladies, I want to jump in and talk about an article that Vanya Chu wrote in our magazine that obviously you're the editor of, At the Table. And the question is, what age children should start school? So Melody, I'm wondering if you can just recap a little bit about that article that Vanya wrote.
So basically what Vanya was thinking about, she was reflecting on this thing called academic red shirting, which is...
Sorry, yeah. I was thinking the same thing. What is it?
Yes, I'm about to explain.
But what was the term that you said again?
Academic red shirting.
Okay,
red shirting.
Like a red shirt.
Red. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. It comes from college days and stuff like that. But basically what you want to know is that parents are actually starting to think about holding their kids back from starting school at the age that, you know, they should be, just because they might be perhaps better ready to start school at an older age. What Vanya actually goes into look about is actually she talks about her own mom's experience and her experience. So one started school late, one started school early, and you got to read the article to find out exactly what she decided.
So what do you ladies think? I mean, you've already had your boys through school. What do you think? Is it better to put them through a bit earlier or later? But first of all, what's early and late? Like if we define what that means in the first place.
Well, I guess we go by the law.
Yeah.
On that. And here in New South Wales, they have to go, the year they're turning 6, they have to be enrolled or registered in school. Whereas I know in Queensland, it's different. They can go earlier and they register them earlier.
Yeah, so I think it's between like 4.5 and 6, the kids. I think there's like an 18-month gap of kids.
And that's a huge gap when you took 4.5 to 6. Like I sent Joshua off at 6. And so he was one of the oldest children in his class all the way through, which I think I've mentioned before was really good because by the time he got to HSC, he already had his driver's license. He had already hit those big milestones as a teenager. So, you know, that it was a good thing for him. Aaron was, I think, 5.5 when he went.
When he started. Did you see any benefit with 5.5 versus 6? I mean, I know it's just 6 months. But...
Yeah. No, I think pretty similar. Yeah. Yeah. They managed to cope. They were just that little bit older.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is this thing that they say, like, you know, the experts actually say that boys are probably less ready to start school than girls.
I think that's true.
So I don't know.
And why do you think that's true?
Oh, look, I think and I've looked at other friends of mine who've got young girls, and I see that they're ready, whereas boys the same age just aren't quite socially ready. Yeah.
It depends on the individual. Like my second daughter, if she was turning 6 in March, I had to send her. But if I could have held her back another 6 months, I would have, because she wasn't emotionally ready.
Or was Mummy not ready?
No, Mummy. That was a relationship that would have worked well when she went to school. Yeah, it did. But she was academically ready. That wasn't the question. It was the emotional state. And I think this question, when do I send my child to school, will continue to be asked, as it always has been, because we are working with individuals here, but they have to fit through this standardised system. And it is a hard question that I think parents will always have to answer.
But then there is also the other aspect of financial as well, because I might have to send my kids to school because I need to go back to work.
Yeah, that makes sense as well.
Yeah, but also I think, you know, if your child can sit and can concentrate, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but if they can sit and concentrate and do that sort of stuff in those early years...
But there are kids that can't sit and concentrate, and they're the ones that have trouble.
That's my Joshua.
Yeah. I mean, I have a niece that does that. They like to move, and my daughter likes to move when she's learning it. It sort of kills me. But I think one of the things people don't always think about is it still affects high school students because when they're emotionally not there and not ready. My parents were both teachers in high school and they said that's when they saw the difference between kids who started younger and who started older. And it was in high school emotionally they weren't ready. And when they can't cope with their emotions, they can't cope with their schoolwork.
And when you get into that high school stage, that's when all the hormones and the emotions are running rampant.
Absolutely.
And that, if you can just look forward into when your children are those ages and think about it for that time.
But what's reassuring is that all the information coming out from all the experts is saying there is no problem to keep them back. And you've got places like Finland that are saying we're not starting them till 7, like they're changing their procedures and laws. So.
Well, you know, I think it's really interesting because sometimes we feel pressure as parents to get our kids going earlier, you know, but as we can see, it's different for everyone.